Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Broder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So here I am. Oh, I don't know why that sounds silly to me sometimes. And I pretty much say it every time, unless I forget to say it every time. And then, oh, I think I'm slap happy. Owen finally went back to school today. And I know that there are so many still waiting to go back in our immediate area. I know that buses couldn't get to a lot of the families. There's still so much ice and mess. And we're supposed to get a little tiny bit of warmer temperature. I mean, I'm, tiny. But we are also supposed to get more snow. And, I'm not a meteorologist nor expert in any of these snow moments, but, and, we had all of the counties. I was going to say 55, and then I've heard it so many times. I'm like, is that even right? At this point, my brain is just tired. And what am I saying? How did I get here? But anyways, for, I believe, the entire week, we're in West Virginia, every one of the counties were closed. And I think that's, oh, frog in my throat. It's happened before, as far as I know, but I'm not sure how many, what the record for how many days it is. And, I know there's still, I live in the city, and my house, it gets blocked, the sun is blocked by the house for my front steps, sidewalk area. So I'm still quite icy in my grass, in my, drive or sidewalk. I don't have a driveway. And so I can only imagine the people that are, on mountainsides and down. I just can't even, it's just all so much for everybody. So, Owen went to school. Oh, that's okay. And I wasn't going to put anything in the middle. How funny. This is, yesterday, I did a heart, and I wasn't going to put anything on the edges. And, I did exactly that on the edge. And now I wasn't going to put anything in the middle. And there that is. So, we'll see what happens. Anyways, and I'm like, rushing through my leaves here. I feel like they need to be rushed. I don't know why. Anyways, I think I've said it anyways 10 times already. So there you go. But, I know so many people that are still not out of their area. I have friends, in, a county close to us, but not, this direct, not the same one we're in. And they haven't been able to get out, of their area, their house, their road in over a week. So, it's just, when you're frozen, you're frozen. And we are completely frozen at this point. So it's hard, it's sad. And I know that there are tons of people in the South. Like, I grew up in Florida, and that is, right now, there's a lot of areas down there that are literally freezing. And they had snow and just frost and everything. When I was 7, I think, we had snow. I grew up in Lake Worth, which now is called Lake Worth Beach. For whatever reason, they decided to change its name. But we had snow. It's kind of like ice snow back in the day. And I don't think, I could be wrong. So again, I'm not a meteorologist. I don't think since then have they had snow. And maybe, in the north part, but not further south as, and I don't think they got it back into the Palm Beach County area. But still, snow is snow is snow. So, this has been an interesting winter, and we are supposed to, that little animal that comes and tells us that we're supposed to have more winter. He said we were supposed to have 6 more weeks of winter, which, the way they've been describing it, I don't doubt that at all, if not even longer than that. So, I'm making some messy flowers today, people. Messy. These are some messy flowers. Owen got on the bus. I didn't tell him until early this morning. Well, I should almost say late this morning. The bus was on its way. I kept checking the app to make sure that I could see the bus, and then to be able to make sure that it was moving, because I did not want to say to him, "You're going to school," and then him not be able to go to school. Like, they, sometimes they think that they're going to get to go. I didn't want to tell him last night, and we have another snowstorm or something random comes through. They did that one other time. They said we were going to have a 2-hour delay. I think it was 2-hour delay, and then it changed, and so I've learned not to tell him something's going to happen, just because I don't want him to, get disappointed or get upset when the bus is late or so forth and so on. So, here we are. But thankfully, I'm going to do a little more. I wasn't going to put them all together. Maybe I won't still, but I need the dark purple one. Running out of purple. The purple. Like I said, they're messy. They're messy today. I don't care. Now, I have to decide if I want to make... Let's do this. Hey, I have an idea. I was going to try to write words in this, But I think I like the idea of as I always say, it's just paint. So sometimes my plans do not go according to a remote plan that I have. And that's, that's part of life. And I'm learning that more and more as I get older. So you just have to kind of adapt what you're doing and thinking and move on. Easier said than done sometimes for those of us that completely overthink life. And sometimes I actually have to overthink life because it's hard with Owen I have to make sure that what I'm, like this morning, I didn't want to tell him that the bus may or may not be coming and, so forth and so on, because I didn't want it to mess up his day. I didn't want, because last week, when everything was still up in the air about the storms and the snowstorms and how long we were going to be stuck, I didn't want him to think that we were going to get out anytime soon, because the prediction was that it was going to be quite a storm. So last Monday, he was very upset. He was crying, and it was just hard. And so I made the decision that day that I looked at the weather, and from what it looked like, this week was also going to be a hard week. So I told him that there was no possibility we were going to go anywhere until this coming Wednesday. So basically 10 days almost. And that at least helped kind of calm him and made him a little more, it just eased so much of his anxiousness for trying to get anywhere. And so I didn't want to go back on that if we had to, or what was going to happen. So it worked out, and that way it was definitely a surprise for him and easier. That word always gets me because it's not easy for him to process all of this, but he was very happy. And so I'm getting ready to leave in about 5 minutes to pick him up. So for his music therapy. Yay. So there we go. There's our story. All right. So I sign O for Owen, and then O and B. There we go. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.